What is up, guys? It is Luke here. I have a Wi-Fi battle for you guys today, which I know it's so rare. No, it's a really good battle actually. Well, the battle quality was alright. But what actually happened in the battle was kind of funny. I made some horrific plays. And ended up getting saved by Keldeo. So you can see the teams there. He was using some kind of weird shit, and so was I. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Rotom here, predicting him to lead with his Feraligatr because it was in the lead spot, which he does end up doing. So I'm just going to go straight for the Volt Switch. There's nothing on his team to stop me. So I'm going to go for that now as he ends up bringing in his Spiritomb, which is kind of interesting actually because, I don't know, it just was. So I end up hitting him with the Volt Switch and get the switch out to whatever I see fit, which is going to end up being my Tyranitar, primarily because I can end up getting these Stealth Rocks up, or I can actually just go straight for the Crunch and take it out, but I didn't really know if it had Will-O-Wisp at this point, so I end up just going for the Stealth Rocks anyway. I didn't really care. You can see that it is using lefties, so it's not the banded set. I didn't actually notice that in the match. God knows what I was doing. But anyway, I'm just going to end up setting up the Stealth Rocks. He goes for a Hidden Power here. I have no idea what Hidden Power it was. Maybe he was predicting a switch, but it really doesn't do anything. But anyway, either way, I'm now free to go for the Crunch. There's no reason for me not to go for it. He knows that after seeing that I'm going to set up the Stealth Rocks. So he's actually going to make a switch this turn, and I can't remember what he goes out to. He actually ends up going out to his Feraligatr, which is kind of interesting. And this damage here is key, actually. So if he didn't go out to this thing, it would have been big problems later on. So I end up hitting that thing with the Crunch as it comes in. Now, I'm not really too sure what this thing wants to do, but knowing the typical Feraligatr set, I know it's most likely going to Dragon Dance. I don't know why he would go for that, though, because it's so early on in the match. But anyway, I'm just going to go out to my Rotom, because I thought this thing was like, I don't know, Ice Fang, Earthquake, Waterfall, and Dragon Dance. I guess I'm just assuming. I really don't know Feraligatr sets, but based on that, I'm going to go out to my Rotom, because I do wall it if that is the set. And he does end up showing me here that I do wall him completely because he either really fears the Volt Switch or because I mean he's going to outspeed me, so he either really fears the Volt Switch or either way he knows that he can't take me out. So he's going to switch, he's going to go back out into his Spiritomb here, which I'm assuming is going to be his fodder. Why else send it in? Well, he knows that it can take a Volt Switch relatively well, I guess, so he's going to, okay, no it didn't, but he ends up sending that in anyway, so I'm going to Volt Switch out. I can go straight back out to my T-Tar. Again, here I can go for the Crunch if I want to, and he really doesn't have anything to answer that, so I guess he's just going to leave it in. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, and to my surprise, I actually end up outspeeding it, which is amazing considering I'm actually a sassy nature T-Tar, so... But there you go. Anyway, he ends up going out to Scizor now. I don't know what this thing wants to do. I'm actually just going to predict the U-turn, so I end up switching it to my Gliscor here. As, actually, to my surprise, he goes for the Superpower, which is really nice, because that means I don't have to deal with something coming in on Gliscor, which is great. That means I can actually set up a sub now, as he's more than likely going to be forced to switch. I don't see an item, so I'm going to go ahead and assume this is your standard banded Scizor. So he's going to switch out to his Ninetales, I figured, so I'm just going to go ahead and set up the substitute here, as he decides to do that. Now, from behind the sub, I can get off an Earthquake. I'm fairly confident that after a Stealth Rock switch in, I can take this thing out with Earthquake. But I actually did drop some attack investment for HP or speed, one of the two. Could be either or. So I end up going for the sub here. He ends up breaking my substitute with a sun-boosted Flamethrower, which is fine because I'm just going to hit it with Nikyu, like I said. And to my surprise, I don't take it out. I could have literally walked over to that thing and slapped it on the head with my dick to knock it out from the range of health it has left. I don't know how it lived that, but it did. So I'm going to need to switch now because I want to get my sand up, so I end up switching out to my T-Tar. I know I can take whatever he wants to go for, even if it is a Solar Beam, because of the special defense raise in the Sandstorm. I know I'm laughing, so I end up doing that. He does end up going for the Flamethrower. Thankfully, he doesn't get the burn, which is very, very nice. Now, here I wasn't looking. I don't know what it was. I think I was watching Paranormal Activity 3. So I wasn't actually watching the screen. So I didn't see the move he's about to go for. But thankfully I was paying attention to my actual DS, not the battle though. So he ends up going for that. I end up killing him off with a Crunch, figuring that he would want to stay in and not want to switch. So I end up taking him out. Now, the thing that scares me is that he goes out to Venusaur here, and I couldn't figure out why he goes out to Venusaur. So I looked at my DS, and sure enough, it said we were in the sun, which creeped me out. So I figured he must have used Sunny Day. So I end up going out to my Rotom. Now, yes, I know, obviously, he's going to go either for the Sleep Powder or the Grass Stab, or possibly the Growth, but he ends up going for the Giga Drain to take out my T-Tar, I guess, so I couldn't bring it back in if I wanted to leave it in right there and then. So I know that was obviously going to be a foddering move right there, which is fine. I really didn't need Rotom at this point anyway, so I end up foddering it so I can bring T-Tar back in to get rid of the Sun. Now this Venusaur is a big threat. It's an even bigger threat in the Sun, so I end up letting him sleep my T-Tar, which is fine. Unfortunately, now I know he's going to get a growth off as I have to switch, and the only thing I can switch to really is a Gliscor, so I do still have Keldeo, but I need the Keldeo. I absolutely need it. So I'm forced to go into this. My only other thing is Scizor, and by going out into Gliscor, it lets me know if he's Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Fire. So I'm going to go out to this. You can see that I'm not even at full HP, which really sucks. So he's going to end up going for Hidden Power, I do believe, or is it Giga Drain? Okay, he goes for the Giga Drain. And to my surprise, I actually take a +1 stab Giga Drain from a non-specially defensive Gliscor, which is quite incredible. So I'm just going to hit him with an Ice Fang. It does pitiful damage, really. I guess it's okay, but damage is damage, and I mean, sand is racking up, you know, by which I mean over the turns, not actually getting worse every turn. But anyway, the sand damage is eventually going to start racking up seriously on this Venusaur, so I'm just basically going to fodder off my Gliscor here. Definitely not going to switch. Here I make a really bad play. What I should have done was gone to Scizor. I don't know why I didn't. I just go out to Terrakion like a knob and just hit it with an X-Scissor, which was a really stupid play. I don't know why I did that. In hindsight, I'm stupid. But anyway, he ends up taking me out, and now he's at even higher HP than he was originally. So go figure, I should have just gone out to my Scizor in the first place and bullet punched, which is what I do now. So anyway, that was a horrific play on my part, but I guess I kind of amend it here, but what can you do? That's just me being stupid. So I end up bringing this thing down to the range where Sandstorm is going to take it out, which is lovely. He ends up hitting me with the HP here, which actually turns out to be Hidden Power Fire, which is fine. Obviously in the Sun that would make sense, so he ends up taking me out due to it being a +1. I don't think it can actually one-shot me at neutral. So he ends up going out to his Scizor now. I only have a Sleeping Tyranitar and a Keldeo, and at this point I'm forced to lock myself into Hydro Pump, so my fate lies in Keldeo's hands. I need to hit every single Hydro Pump. That crit didn't matter because I am Choice Specs Max Special Attack, so I need to hit every single Hydro Pump to win this battle, because he ends up going out to the two things I didn't want him to go out to. If he'd gone out to Feraligatr first, I wouldn't have been so worried, but he ends up hitting me with the Psycho Cut. He's a Scarfarian, and I just lived that, and I'm able to hit him with the Hydro Pump, and if he'd have done any more damage than that, Sandstorm would have taken me out. And I definitely would have lost this match, because this Feraligatr could have ended up DDing in my face and then sweeping me. So basically, if I hit this Hydro Pump, I win. And Keldeo is the savior. What a beast! Ends up taking out his whole team. So I hope you guys, well, the rest of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It was certainly fun towards the end. So if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a comment or a like rating. That'd be great. And I will try my best to get a Wi-Fi battle up for you guys tomorrow as well. See you in a bit.